Hello, everybody. Welcome to Not Just Any RPG. We're back once again. I haven't looked at the camera once since I switched. Um, we're back again with another week of Masks of Nyarlathotep in Call of Cthulhu. I'm Piercer Keeper. I am joined by Emma D playing Amelia, Gavin playing Jack Douglas, Justin playing Princeton Philips, Anthony playing Sam Starwood, and Luke playing Sir Harold Godfrey, as well as Ares underneath me, the dog. Um, Real quick, we want to say thank you to Syrinscape for letting us use their sounds and music. If you're running a campaign in any system and you want some nice ambiance and music to immerse your players, check them out. Very good. We also want to thank Milo Paulus for the theme song that you just heard. Let's get right into it with a bit of a recap from Princeton Philips.
All right, so I wrote a letter. Dear Amelia and Reginald Greenwald, I had just received word that the missus is with a child, and to that I say, what a sight. Congratulations. Now, I do not recall there being any talks of a name being chosen if the child were to be male. It is my duty to inform you the reasons why your child should be named Princeton, me. You'd be doing me one of the greatest honors. Just think about being able to name your child after the greatest adventurer, academic, and actor of all time. Just from this venture alone on this ship, where the crew was preparing to leave New York to Britain, I had to pull perhaps the greatest acting feat of all, pretending to be a blind man with a sightseeing penguin. It was a dastardly performance, but what makes it even more difficult is that the fact that we had to solve yet another case of the world being ever so strange. On the ship, we met a pair who politely invited me personally, and to my generosity, I invited everyone else in this crew to the wedding. It was beautiful, except for some strange occurrences happening with a guest named Joanna. She had the habit of whispering unpleasantries into the ears of patrons, causing John Taft, son of William Taft, and another person, to disappear soon after being the victim. We tried to solve the case, eventually suspecting Joanna of being an imposter. She had the habit of going to the lower decks of the ship. She was much too wealthy for that. Thus, me, being the man I am, I followed her and was careful not to alert my presence as a sightseeing person. It was a success. I found poison that was used, somehow related to its disappearances. Good golly, said Jack Douglas. Princeton, you did it! We must find out who wants and confront her. Ah! I responded, it is the responsibility of I, Princeton Philips, to do this alone. And that I did. Using my cunning intelligence, I confronted her alone, but to my dismay, I discovered that Starwood, Godfrey, and Douglas all disobeyed my wishes and tried to attack her themselves, to take my own glory to boot. Fools. All of them. What Joanna had done to them, I could never forgive. But though they are glory seekers, they were my good friends, above all. Thus, I had to fight her with my own two hands, barefisted, as my friends lay there on the ground near death. It was a battle that I wish I could discuss more with you, Amelia, but I assure you, it was epic and difficult, even for me. But in the end, I remained victorious. Though the bodies were never recovered, I was able to prevent any more deaths from happening, and thus ensuring safe passage to Britain. The captain thanked me, personally, for all my hard work, and the greatest doctors on aboard the ship made sure they all survived well enough. They may be in good shape, but they will live. So to summarize everything, Amelia, name your child after me. I'm the one who stopped another attack onto the passengers of the ship. Saved our friends, all under the guise of being a blind man. It would be an honor if you used my name. Sincerely. No, wait. Love. Princeton Philips. Senior.
Princeton, are you okay? Because she was on the ship. She's on the ship with you. So why are you writing her a letter?
I have my
We're gonna
ways.
find you on the ship and we'd be like, dude, I'm not naming my kid after you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
I,
Why'd you write me this letter? Like,
What?
you guys
Oh.
could have just told me what happened.
I could, but I just had to write it down.
okay.
So, mail it to you just in case.
Eventually, the ship arrives in Liverpool, and then you make your way to the train station. are you guys just gonna head straight to London, or does anyone have any other plans?
I have to thank him. I actually don't have any other plans. I don't know why. Just one. Yeah, no, but we're just going straight to London.
Okay. So you guys head to London. This takes probably the day. It's probably evening when you arrive. By chance, does anyone remember the last day on the ship? Gavin, perhaps? Jack?
We were on the ship for I think 5 days it was, and we boarded on February 17th.
I think it
And
was 8 days because we didn't
the-
include the last 3.
oh yeah, so then wedding was the 20th, and that's as far as I got.
Oh, I wrote it down. Let's go. Yes. Okay, so I wrote down that the day that I had you guys arriving in London was the 25th. I doubted my ability, and this just goes to show never do that.
Believe in Pierce.
Yeah. I was more saying like never doubt yourself, but sure. Well, we can
Yeah,
do
just
that
believe in
also.
Pierce.
Yeah.
What would Pierce do?
Yeah. So, you guys, it's the 25th. You arrive in London, in the train station. Probably later in the evening. The sun is starting to set. One thing you notice about London, it is very much gloomy. March is coming, right? Spring is coming. Usually around this time, it's starting to get a little bit nicer outside. London is gloomy. There are puddles on the ground. It was clear that there was some rain earlier. There is this weird tension in the city as you make your way through it. At first, you're not sure exactly what it is. There's this kind of feeling of well, doom and gloom, for lack of a better phrase. And at first you're not sure exactly what it is, but you notice there's kind of a shadow on the face of London as you're walking through the streets. There's a specific age range of young men who are missing. They're very young men, like 18 to 22, 23, 24. But once you get into the upper 20s and lower 30s, there are considerably less men of that age group. And this is something that immediately sticks out to you. This is the scar of the Great War showing its face immediately. Where are you guys planning on staying?
I would say probably try and find a hotel somewhere unless there was another option presented to us that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, my London residence doesn't have enough bedrooms for everyone.
Your
It's not the
London
main
resident?
house.
Your London
Yeah.
residence.
Yes,
Oh yeah, okay, I guess yeah.
it's
Alright,
not the
that makes
main.
sense. Yeah, not the main. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright, so probably just try and find a hotel. Somewhere probably nearby, to, or at least somewhat near Sir Godfrey, if possible, but, because we don't
Okay.
want to be like on the complete, because London, I don't know how big London is in the 20s, but it is
London is a big place.
it's big now, but I don't know how big it was then.
It
so-
was very big then too. And the 20s, you're coming to the end of like. You're not quite there yet, but you're coming very close to the end of the era of the British Empire, of the Victorian age and all that that brought like so much wealth and glory to the UK, as glorious as British people can be.
Damn, throwing shade.
So London's a very big place. The borough that is most what most people think of when they think of London, I believe, is Westminster.
Yeah.
There, but there's also Chelsea, Soho. He probably has his estate in one of the more upper class areas. So that would be
That's gonna be the next thing I ask is
Yeah.
where do you stay and where do you reside in London, Sir Godfrey?
We didn't go over this, so I'm gonna try and find some boroughs I think he might live in, some districts.
The rich people one.
The West End, Westminster, Chelsea, Kensington, Paddington, Marylebone.
I like Westminster.
Westminster.
about?
You want to live in
Yeah.
London proper?
I am a proper gentleman.
Okay, so you have like a small estate then in Westminster. Finding a place in Westminster would be fairly expensive. You guys do have all that money backing you, but he said basically try not to go too hard on the hotel rooms.
There are a few areas outside of there, right? I'm looking at it. It's a modern map, I think.
Yeah,
But I'm
so
looking at a map.
Soho is nearby.
Yeah.
You might be able to find a place around, like, near the border between Soho and Westminster that's not, like, you know...
Because I basically just like don't want to
super
be on the
overpriced.
like complete opposite side.
You don't
Like
want to be in Essex or
no,
Greenwich, or the
No.
opposite side of the Thames.
yeah, no, the Thames. Or if you've never heard it pronounced before, the Thames.
The Thames.
Thames.
Okay, so you guys are able to find like a place in Soho called the Grand Thames.
I'll go to the nicest. I'm gonna pay to my own hotel room
Okay.
in the
Why are we all just splitting up? That seems
I don't know.
inefficient.
I will bunk with anybody here.
Princeton, you can get your own room because you have money backing you from. You probably won't get the nicest room, but you have like tens of thousands of dollars backing your guys' expedition from the Elias estate. So you don't
Okay.
need to bunk with anybody.
But
Enough
what
to
if
get
he
lost.
wants to?
He
Yeah,
can.
what happens if there's a thunderstorm and get really scared?
Anyway.
Also, Sir Godfrey, there's a slight issue. I don't know if a hotel will let me keep George. Would you want to keep him at your estate or your residency in London?
I'll keep him there. You're gonna have to take care of him.
Yeah.
It sounds
I'll let the staff know.
It sounds it sounds like a good meeting place would probably be Harold's estate, so that way Sam can take care of that penguin.
It's like the new speakeasy.
Yeah.
I guess he could come to my estate in the mornings for tea.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get beans on toast?
Full English.
Full English. Is alcohol legal here?
No.
The
it is
kitchen's not equipped to handle all of you for breakfast. Just refreshments.
Okay. I'll take what I can get.
One of the wealthiest people in London, and he's like,
Nah.
All right. So you're all able to find accommodations for yourselves. Before all of you go to bed, Godfrey, one of your servants, whatever you call them, butler, somebody who
Yes.
works for you comes up, and they say, "Sir, we got a letter, a telegram from the States. I know you just came from New York.
Yes, yes. Who's it from?
It appears to be from a Kensington, a Mr. Kensington.
Yes. Let me take a look here.
Okay, so the telegram basically reads, I took a look at your book about Peru. I will consider making some kind of a stateside release of that and your future works. And then there's a bit at the end basically saying, I know Jackson wanted to look into this place called the Scoop, which was some kind of a news room in London, but I don't know anything about it. So you might want to check that out.
What is there to consider about publishing my books in the States? Gonna have to send him a thank you letter.
I will also say, Amelia, I know you wanted to say that you were looking over the book you got while on the ship. That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
While you were sick. Let me. So I'll say like it. You can kind of finish a full study of it tonight before you go to bed. So what we'll do is, which one did you have? The narcotic manuscripts?
Yep.
Okay. How much sanity did you lose before?
5.
Okay, so roll a d8. The most you can lose is 3 from this full study.
I got 4. So
Okay, so
3.
yeah, you lost 3. You get +7 to your Cthulhu Mythos.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you found the two like rituals to contact the winged beings and the observers. So that's basically, it's more information on those two races, those two beings.
Yeah. Can we say that I like studied the ritual enough so that I can like recite it?
That is a more learning how to do spells by memory is a bit different. I would require like study specifically on that, but personally, I don't know. I don't think that that's an actual rule, but I think it's like because memorizing something is different from but I would say that you've read it enough times that you could probably do it perfectly if you had it in front of you. But yeah, so you all sleep. It's a night in London. It's nice. You wake up in the morning, stretch out. You guys all headed over to Godfrey's estate.
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a taxi or cab all the way there.
I would assume he gave us the address to his
Cabby.
estate before we all departed.
That would be a bit much for me to just not give you the address. Yeah.
You'll find it.
I'll find it eventually.
It's hard
You
to
can't miss it. You can't miss it.
Okay, so you make your way over there to Westminster. Westminster is very beautiful. It's quite striking, the difference between Soho and Westminster. Staying on the border, you can really see where the split is. And yeah, you all walk up to the front door of the Godfrey London estate.
Nice.
I've seen better.
No, you haven't.
Godfrey, would you answer the door personally, or would you have a servant?
No, I'd have the butler answer.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Take him to the parlor.
Okay. A ser- a servant opens the door when one of you knocks, and he looks out at you, and then he like looks all of you up and down, and then he
Shuts the door.
and then and then he kind of like sticks his head out and looks like to the left and to the right. And then he's like, "Well, I suppose come in. I believe Sir Godfrey's expecting you. If you all follow me to the parlor, and this is quite a small place. It's clearly not where Godfrey stays most of the time, but it's very nice. The architecture's nice. There's wood panels. There's a stairway up to a second floor. He leads you into the next room, and there's little teacups set out. Godfrey, are you there, or are you coming down? Are you going to be fashionably late in your own house?
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm waiting for him. Welcome. I am sorry for the quaint lodgings, and I can't assist you guys with your stay while we're in London. The main estate is up in North England.
I don't know. I'm looking, and there's a few rooms here.
Three
I doubt you
bedrooms.
need all of these.
3 bedrooms. Not enough for everyone. And it behooves me to keep a room open for my sister, should she decide to come down to London for a short vacation.
You have
Yep,
a
that's
So
Sister?
actively 1 bedroom. Yes.
Huh? Wow. I did not know that.
And your penguin's taking up the other room.
The penguin is outside.
I don't
That's
think
fair.
it's supposed to be outside. Is
What do
it?
you mean? It's an animal. It lives outside.
But the
I think the strange thing is assuming a penguin would be inside.
I mean,
I
it's
think
been
he's got you
inside
there.
for a
That is a
while.
point.
okay.
I don't know much about penguins, but I think he's got you there.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'll have to feed him some fish. Rub his belly.
yesterday, I received a telegram from Kensington, back in the States, giving us a little lead on our journey here.
Ooh.
Said that we should start our investigation with some British newspaper called The Scoop.
What a stupid name.
Yeah, British people, man.
Like a spoon? Like, are they scooping things?
I'm pretty
British
sure
people.
The Scoops is like an
Just gonna leave it
American.
there.
is American in origin.
It actually
Not
might
100%
be.
sure about that.
That actually might be true. Do you guys know
Anyway,
that
the butler is glaring at Phillips.
Do you guys know that soccer is actually British in origin? The word soccer, and then they forgot. So
Quaint.
Didn't know
How
this.
quaint.
yeah, they make fun of us for calling it soccer, but they called it soccer first, and we already had American football, so we took that term instead of football, and now they make fun of us for saying the word that they made up.
Another reason to hate British people.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So, are we going to the Scoop? Are we going to the headquarters? Are we gonna write them fan mail? What's
Uh,
happening?
Which one is closer? Where is
What?
this scoop?
The scoop is. This is the butler speaking. The scoop is. God, that's on a different page. Next
Scoopity.
page. It is in. Why does it not say right there?
Scoop.
On Fleet Street, not far from Ludgate Circus, and I don't know where that is.
Is that a Sweeney Todd reference? Hold on.
If yeah, and also the streets aren't named on the map. That's cool. Well, I can see where Westminster is, and the scoop is it's kind of east of Westminster, I think, and then I'm trying to find the Penhew Foundation was the other place you were asking about, right?
Yeah.
The Penhew Foundation is kind of north of where you guys are at currently, I believe. So,
Would it make sense to go to the scoop and then foundation?
I would say they're probably about equidistant. They're not exactly equidistant. The scoop is probably a little bit further, but they're in different directions. So I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, because we are pretty like central, so.
Can we flip a coin?
Wait, Sir Godfrey, do you have a car we could use while we're in this country?
I don't think we have a license. Well, do we? I don't know.
Or maybe a driver.
I
Yeah.
have one
Godfrey-
car and driver in London. The rest of my, well, I only have another car in Manchester. But I have one car and a driver for wherever
Wow.
I decide to go.
The rest of us can't drive here. We drive on the opposite side of the road. I don't know how to do that.
Drive
I feel
on
like
the
that's
opposite
pretty
side
easy
of the
to
road.
learn.
I don't want to drive on the opposite. That feels wrong.
Yeah.
You just reverse everything you've learned for the 10 years we've had cars.
Horseless
I don't want to do
carriages.
that.
I don't want to. I ain't driving. I ain't touching a wheel. I can't drive already because apparently you need to have really good depth perception to drive. I don't have that.
That
I
sounds
mean-
like other people's problem.
We could also just get a cab.
You could, but I don't want to be stuck with a British person in close proximity to me.
That's
Seems a little difficult in London, Professor Phillips.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to get over my kind of my Europhobia this time.
then also we've been on this adventure or these many adventures with Sir Godfrey, and you've even just gone on with him by yourselves.
He's one of the good ones.
Are there really bad ones?
British. Yeah.
Okay, so Phillips will be going in the other group without a car.
Phillips will be going by himself.
I will be taking a car and 2 other people to the Penhew Foundation.
Jack, you should go to the scoop since you're a journalist.
With
Probably
me.
good idea. I'll maybe I make my own cab.
I'll tell you now, Mr. Douglas, that I don't have any connections with any newspapers, especially the Scoop.
That is
I cannot help you.
That's unfortunate, but I'm sure I will be able to get by. Hopefully, we'll see.
I wonder what I'll be doing there. I'll just
You'll be
ask-
waiting quietly as I ask a few questions, and you will be a good boy.
Okay.
I guess we'll do the scoop first. Okay.
Okay.
So you make your way over there in a cab. You go inside. It's the door is open, and it's a familiar sound. You hear typewriters in the back. It's not as busy as the New York Times, but it is still busy. News is still being written. People
course.
are running around. There is a man sitting at a desk in the front, kind of organizing some papers. He looks up at you guys as you walk in. What can I do for?
What are you doing, sir? Hi. My friend, Sir Harold Godfrey, got a letter from a man back in the States named Kensington.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember, well, out of character, I don't remember a lot of what. Did you like briefly mention something about the scoop in the letter or something like that? I don't remember.
It was basically like Jackson wanted to check out the scoop. So that might be a place to go asking around about Jackson.
Okay. All right. He mentioned that you guys may be able to provide some information on our friend who passed a little while ago, named Jackson Elias.
I may be able to help. Let me point you to the man who runs this place.
I appreciate it.
He actually sits in the back there, or he's sitting there right now.
Okay, thank you. So I guess could we just go up and talk to him?
Yeah, you just walk right back. He is sitting. He's sitting like on an empty desk right now. He's got like a cigar in his mouth. Oi, what can I do you for?
Hi, sir. My name is Jack Douglas.
And I'm Princeton Philips.
This is my friend Princeton. I work for the New York Times back in the States, and we were there for a little while recently, trying to solve some weird mysteries. Anyway, we got a letter from a man back in the States saying that you may be able to help us by providing some information on our friend Jackson Elias.
Sounds like you have a story to tell, lad.
It's quite the story if you're interested, but...
The name's Mickey Mahoney. I'm from Ireland.
Nice to meet you.
You remember how you guys said this was what a stupid name that the British came up with? Yeah, it's an Irish guy who owns the place. Bigots. Well, I guess Irish people are technically from the British Isles, but
I didn't say anything. That was the man that isn't with us.
Don't tell Irish people at this time that they're British, because they'll.
Then
Irish people are cool.
That's a good thing that Sam is not here with us then.
Jackson was here. I remember him. It's fallen apart a little bit. I don't think it was there to begin with. He was down. It was a few months ago, maybe. A month and a half. It was. I mean, what would you like to know about him? He was looking around a little bit for some for some things.
Do you know specifically what he was looking for by chance? Like, do you remember what he was asking about or curious about?
He was really keen to search the back catalogs of the paper.
Did he say why by chance?
No. He no. He had a there were three stories that he was particularly interested in. Interested. I don't know. How do I say that?
Do you happen to have the stories that I could look at by chance?
Well, sure. It might take me a few minutes, but I could. Actually, I could just point you to the back catalogs, and you can. I know the headlines, and you could look for them.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Do you know what he was looking into at all? He curious fellow.
Should we tell him?
Did you say that out loud there?
No, I whisper to him. I whisper, should we tell him?
Hey, why are you whispering to your friend here? We're
Disregard
having
him.
a friendly.
He's a bit of a strange fellow, even back in the States. I apologize for his rude behavior. He was looking. He was quite an interesting man. He was very keen on hunting down for various cults, specifically from many from like the African regions.
One. I just want to be important here.
And so we have a feeling that it may be regarding that, but he was also he was sort of all over the place, but that was the main thing that we knew him for.
There's one specific one called the Cult of the Bloody Tongue that may have been responsible for his death.
Well, he never mentioned. He never mentioned any cults.
He was. I'm sure that he was either in a rush or.
Well, listen. If any of you are willing to part with this story about whatever cult Jackson was looking into, I'll pay £15 for that story. That's $75, by the way. It's $5 per pound. I don't think that's accurate, but it's what they say in the book to use because because it's easy.
So he's wanting us to write a story about it if they're in like London or something like that and give it to them.
Oh, I would
Well-
happily just take the story. You don't have to write it.
Okay.
I would write it myself if
Oh, okay.
if there's a story to tell.
But sure, I'd be happy to work with you on this a little bit. I'm sure that we could figure something out. I'm pretty flexible when it comes to that, and also it may help with some of the expenses. Because it's not a foreign place. Back in New York, I had my own car and my own place. Now I'm, traveling and all that stuff can get expensive sometimes. So I appreciate it. Any help I can get.
Certainly. And he tells you the names of the 3 stories, which I will say gladly when we actually get to them. So he points you to the back catalog. He points you to the 3 stories. He doesn't point, but he tells you the names of them. Here is the first one, which I will put up on stream in a second. All right. If anybody wants to read that, or I can. And by anybody, I mean one of the 2 people there, ideally.
There's
Yeah.
3, right? So I guess I can start, Gavin, and then you.
So we're each just gonna read one story and flip back and forth between stories.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to start.
I forgot what chat was put in. Alright, character pictures. Alright. The Scoop.
I
Shocking.
put it in the wrong chat. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Shocking canvases craze. Local artists' monstrous scenes mock surrealists. Now collectors can buy savage scenes which rival or surpass the worst nightmares of the Great War, but which are far more exotic than that grim business. London artist Mr. Miles Shipley's work is being sought out by collectors, who have paid up to £300 for individual paintings. This correspondent has seen a number of the works, artist Miles Shipley, and finds them repulsive beyond belief. Maidens ravished, monsters ripping out a man's innards, shadowy grotesque landscapes, and faces grimacing in horror represent only a fraction of Shipley's nightmarish work. Despite their repellent content, these works are conceived and executed with uncanny verisimilitude. Mr. Shipley's imagination is sublime, and it is almost as though the artist had worked from the photographs of alien places, surely never of this earth. The artist reportedly is in contact with other dimensions in which powerful beings exist, and says he merely renders visible his visions. Mr. Shipley is a working-class man without formal artistic training, who has nonetheless made good where thousands have failed. Art critics say that Shipley provides an English answer to the continental artistic movement of surrealism, whose controversial practitioners have still to convince John Bill that the way in which a thing is painted is more important than what is painted. A tip of the hat to Mr. Shipley for exposing those frauds.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the right channel this time. So, there's the next one, and it's up on stream now.
Alright. Police baffled by monstrous murders. Killer beast shot but still alive? Question mark. Derwent Valley residents shocked last month by 2 murderers and a serious assault on a 3rd victim are still without a satisfactory explanation or perpetrator of the dreadful attacks. At this time, Lesser Adale farmer George Osgood and resident Lydia Perkins were torn to shreds in apparently unrelated murders on consecutive nights. On the 3rd night, wheelwright Harold Short was nearly killed but managed to drive off his attacker when he described a grisly creature. According to the Lesser Idale Constabulary, a rabid dog was shot and killed on the night of Mr. Short's attack. The police believe the matter to be closed. Nevertheless, local residents have subsequently claimed to have seen and heard strange beasts lurking about the area. Reportedly, the good folk of Lesser Adale still endure sleepless nights due to the bizarre wailings of the beast on nights of the full moon. Readers of the Scoop are reminded of the esteemed journal's long-standing danger protocols and are advised that the picturesque close of Derbyshire Peak District have been declared to be a zone of high danger. Residents of the Midlands are advised to remain indoors at night and report all mysterious happenings to the police and to the Scoop.
All right. Justin, do you want to read this 3rd one that I'll put up in 1 second?
Okay. I thought that you were going to read it because there are 3, and then it was like you, me, Gavin. But, alright. Okay. Slaughter continues. Reward offered. An unidentified foreigner was found floating in the Thames last Tuesday, the 24th. Another victim in the so-called Egyptian murders, Inspector James Barrington of the Yard refused to comment when asked by the Scoop. Sources exclusive to this journal state that the victim had been beaten severely and then stabbed through the heart in a manner curiously similar to other murders that have taken place over the last 3 years. The connection seems obvious, but New Scotland Yard has yet to confirm that the deaths are connected. Inspector Barrington and his colleagues appear baffled and no closer to catching the heinous perpetrator of these crimes. Londoners cry out, "When will our streets be safe?" Readers of the Scoop are reminded that this esteemed journal has a reward, now standing at €24, for information leading to the apprehension and conviction of the murderer. Be vigilant.
Okay. Back to us. Yeah. So you find those 3 stories. They are pretty I know there's a lot of information there. Once again, you're in a new place, so there's that. But yeah, that's all you find. Mickey, on your way out, Mickey kind of bids you farewell. Remember, 15 pounds. Don't forget.
Yes, sir.
Bye bye.
Appreciate all your help.
So, moving to the other group, you all make your way in a car to the Penhew Foundation.
But let's cut to while we're still in the car, boss.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yep, sure.
Okay.
So yeah, what information are we trying to get out of this? Like
The
what do we know
question
about?
right out of my mouth, Sam.
Yeah. Well,
Does anybody know?
I don't think so. I mean, we really just want to know why Penhew, like, what information did the Kylo expedition have that made Penhew want to come with them?
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna ask about that failed Africa expedition.
And then I have a note about Aja Singh. I don't know. I just wrote down that he had connections with all kinds of people. So I don't know if we should ask about him.
That Aja Singh has connections with all kinds of people, or that?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just gonna, like, hope that maybe this is one person? It's fair enough. It's a fair question to ask.
Yeah.
Do we want to ask about anything about, like, Egypt or any of their business dealings?
Yeah?
If they'll let us.
Okay.
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 So we have our 2 different lines of questioning we're gonna go in with.
Would it maybe be worth it to, like, try to play it off as we want to see what the Carlisle expedition saw? Like, we want to go on that type of expedition? See whatever
Okay.
they saw?
While I don't have any direct dealings with this foundation, I am known to go on expeditions in Africa. So maybe my name might carry some weight
Yeah.
if we're talking specifically about African expeditions.
And then maybe we just play it off as like, oh, we're really interested in what happened and we just want to see what they saw.
I dare say that might be a genius idea, Mrs. Greenwald.
Thank you.
Or you could say you want to be knighted twice. Just sort of like, I want to discover something big, so the king will have to knight me again.
I don't know if that's possible.
But would they know that?
Probably. Also, we'll have the same reaction.
Okay. Is that it? You guys headed in, basically? You
Yeah.
don't have anything else? Okay. So you make it to the Penhew Foundation. You walk towards the door, and you there's a doorman who opens the door for all of you. Hello there. How is there any place I can point you to, gentlemen and lady?
Yes.
Could we see Edward Gavin?
Do you have an appointment?
Would I need one?
Possibly. I can point you to where his office is. You'd have to talk to his secretary. You would probably have to have an appointment, yes.
Perfect. Point me to the secretary, please.
Okay. If you will walk down the hallway here. Down the hallway. Sorry. Down the hallway here, first door on the right, and you'll make it. That's where his secretary and waiting room is.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. You guys head off in that direction. Walk inside. And it's a quite quaint office. You walk down the hallway. It's like very nice in here. Marble floors. You go into the waiting room. There's wood paneled walls. There's that nice like glass but like faded with Gavin's name on it on the next door after you get into the waiting room, and there's a woman sitting behind a large desk.
Good
Did she say
afternoon,
anything?
ma'am.
It is actually a man. I apologize.
How dare you? That's
You
sexist.
set me up.
Just
Set me up.
Usually
Good afternoon,
usually
my
I
good
just
sir.
Usually I just pick one, but it's actually a named character, so I had to. Yes, hello, sir. How can I help you?
Well, I am Sir Harold Godfrey. Perhaps you've heard of me. I've been known for doing some expeditions down into Central Africa. I've come today to talk to whatever the guy's name was. I forgot the guy's name.
Edward
already.
Gavigan.
Yeah. Talk to Mr. Gavin about the tragic Carlisle expedition. Hoping I could get some information on that.
Well, Mr. Gavigan's very, very busy. You're welcome to wait. It might be a while.
I'm
You're
gonna
also
look around the empty room.
well, he's not meeting with people right now. He's doing other work. Are you're just gonna like stare at her?
Him? Pierce?
Him? I mean,
Sexist.
Yeah.
yeah,
Think of him
definitely.
for a
I
second.
definitely haven't had male secretaries in this game before.
Nope.
Yeah, we can wait in the waiting room. Just let us know when he is finished with his work.
Well, I mean, it may be a few hours. He might not be available today.
Or you could go ask him. That'd
Yeah,
be
but
a simple solution.
Well, right. I don't want to waste get Mr. Gavigan's time.
He's your employer. You're like, you should talk to him.
Well, he's very busy right now. He's asked not to be bothered unless it's incredibly important. Not to say what you were saying isn't important, but it's not very applicable to the work that he's doing right now.
we are here to make a business deal that could make him some money. I feel like he would be quite interested in making some money.
Mr. Gavigan is not. He's not interested in money. He's interested in studying the history of Egypt. If he was interested in money, he wouldn't be running this foundation. He wouldn't be giving it away to so many expeditions to Egypt.
He's so interested in history and learning. Here's my business card. Tell him to call on me. And maybe he'll learn something new. I'm gonna walk out.
Okay.
Can't believe
guess-
this.
I follow him. I don't want to
Like-
wait.
I guess we have to since he's our ride.
So you guys aren't gonna like try and set up an appointment. You're just gonna leave.
No, I left the card. He can call me. He's gonna be intrigued, Pierce, because I told him he was gonna learn something.
Got him hooked.
Will he
So-
be intrigued?
We do the whole London trip, and he doesn't talk to anyone.
Never calls you. Okay.
Didn't think about that, did you?
No, I definitely did.
That's something you have to
Simply-
consider. When you make an exit like that, you have to consider the idea that people won't like it as much as you imagined they would.
I was thinking about
prepare-
just busting through his office door.
Not with me in tow, you will not. I could
What?
never do such riffraff.
I still don't get why y'all aren't fine with waiting for a while. Like, I don't know. He has to leave that office eventually.
Then you can stay.
I think I will.
Okay.
Okay.
I will sit patiently here for as long as it takes. Then I'll walk alone back to the hotel.
He sits there for several days. So you're just gonna sit there for as long as it takes?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it? So, okay. What is everyone else doing while Sam is sitting in the waiting room?
Well, Mrs. Greenwald, considering that all of our not so well-to-do members have gone different ways, would you perhaps like to go shopping in downtown proper?
That sounds fantastic.
I need to clear
was-
my head after the insult I just had to sit through.
I was gonna suggest to get something to eat.
Sounds lovely.
What are Princeton and Jack doing together while Sam is waiting?
Holding hands? Nah. We're just what are we doing? Jack. Are we just sitting in the park?
Well, I would figure that maybe we'd want to take this information and bring it back to the group and discuss. So I would figure that we try and go back to Sir Godfrey's and yeah.
Little does he know, no one is coming back.
So we're just gonna go chill out at Godfrey's place.
Okay.
Yeah, and if they're not back, we'll just wait.
Perfect.
Mickey calls after you. Are you sure there's a lovely park out a few blocks down? Down. I practiced this like once today and once 2 weeks ago. So this is what we got.
Park. What is this park called? Is it
Um,
a famous park? Is it a... I've never been to London before.
it's the
Do you not know this park?
Crown Park.
I've never even heard of the Crown Park before. I should write this down in my journals.
I mean, you've also never been to London before. I could say anything, and you'd be like, "I've never been there
Okay.
before."
I've never been there, technically. I've never even been out of New Jersey, fun fact, up until recently in our adventures in New York, so... Oh, but no, we've been to Maine.
In Peru.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, we
Peru!
live in Peru.
Oh,
Also,
Forgot all
an
about
archaeology professor has never left their home state before Peru.
hey. This
No
mind.
wonder.
I have several questions.
Hey, don't
Several.
blame me. Blame Princeton University.
Okay. Are you guys just gonna go back to Godfrey's, or are you gonna go to the park?
You want to go to the park?
Uh,
And feed some ducks?
what time is it?
It's like noonish.
Noon-ish. I don't think they'll be finished, to be honest. Whatever. Come on, we could take a stroll through the park.
Park doesn't sound too bad. I'd also wouldn't mind getting some food.
Oh,
Maybe trying a hand at a British diner, British pub.
pub, but we can't drink alcohol. What do they serve? at
There's no
pubs?
Prohibition.
there's no prohibition in England,
Prohibition,
my
yeah.
friend.
We can get some
You want to point at the pub?
You want to pint? You wanna go to a British restaurant and get some genuine British cuisine?
Some genuine beans.
I was gonna
Beans.
say, but none of that bean shit. Jack doesn't like beans.
Okay. Well, that's a loss on you because I'm gonna eat beans all day long.
You want
Go
some
for it, my
bangers
friend.
and you want some bangers and mash and mash.
Sure, we'll go do our own thing at the park and grab some food at a restaurant or pub or something.
I have no idea if you're if these are real or not.
What, bangers and mash? That's real.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is real.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like mashed potatoes, I think, and then
And
something
steak.
else. And
It's
oh,
like
it's
steak. I think. Hold on. Let's look this up. Mind Google.
Fine, Google.
I
Jack,
thought
Jack,
it was steak, but
wherever you're.
steak.
Oh, it's steak. Okay.
Sausage.
Sausage.
oh, and it's like British sausage. Ew.
Let's not. Do you not want to? Let's not go to the restaurant. You want
Oh,
to
it's
go?
not, it's not even.
Let's not go to the restaurant. I
Yeah,
changed my
I'm
mind.
scared. I'm scared. Let's go
Is
to
it?
a bookshop or something.
Sausages served with mashed potatoes and onion gravy.
That doesn't sound
What
too
is-
bad.
Onion
I-
and gravy or onion gravy?
Onion gravy.
I will also say, I believe beans were a part of like English cuisine prior to this, but I know it got worse after World War II because that's all they
World
had.
War Two.
Yeah, because there were
Wait,
rations.
World War Two.
World War II. That
I didn't say that in character.
Okay.
I would say that for us, for
I know.
our
okay.
knowledge
Okay.
about
Being dumb.
Britain.
You know what? Why
Britain.
should we? Why should we go to a restaurant? Food is for peasants. How about we
Okay.
go to like an art museum?
Can you
know,
guys just pick a place, please?
Okay, let's go to the art.
I
art
know I
gallery.
was trying to redirect you from the house, but I didn't think we were going to go through like 30 different options.
I said what we should do, and then Prince is just over here like, nah, actually. So I'm letting him make the decision at this point. He's being picky.
Let's go to a college. You know, see what matches up to Princeton.
Oh my god.
All right, you know
Justin.
what? You can go and do your own thing, Princeton. I'm gonna go get some food because I'm hungry, and I will hope to see you at Sir Godfrey's at a later point.
Okay, since I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna follow.
Okay.
Because what? Okay.
So, it takes up much of your afternoon, Sam. But
Okay.
eventually, Edward Gavin does come out of his office.
Hi there, sir.
Well, I suppose I have to I suppose I have to meet with whoever it is that's decided to sit outside of my office for several hours.
That's me,
Well-
sir.
Were you going to stay here all day?
If I needed to.
Now I positively have to meet you. Please come in. What brings you to the Penhew Foundation, lad?
So I'm the assistant for a Sir Harold Godfrey. I'm helping him organize an expedition into Africa. So I thought this would be a great place to go to ask for some information. And we're thinking of tracing some of the steps of the Carwall expedition. So you could give some information on that as well. That'd be quite helpful.
Oh well, I see. I don't know if that would be doable. I don't know if that would be a thing that you'd want to do.
But what about the adventure?
Well,
the going where no one has gone before and came back.
well, of
alive?
course. I ever since Aubrey went on that expedition, we funded probably around 10 expeditions to Egypt since then. We have one there now. It's just this didn't come out in the papers, and you can't put it in the papers. The reason that the Carlisle expedition even happened was because Roger Carlisle had a relationship with an African woman. He obtained some information from her, concerning a strange time in Egyptian history that not much is known about, that Aubrey himself was pretty interested in. It's hogwash, of course, but there was apparently an ancient time when a sorcerer supposedly ruled Egypt. They ruled apparently the entire Nile Valley, but this is a hoax. But Aubrey decided if there was information that could deem it to be true, that would be a huge breakthrough in the study of ancient Egypt. And, well, he decided to go on the expedition. Unfortunately, once in Egypt, the African woman made off with 3,500 British pounds, not dollars, British pounds, in expedition funds. Carlyle counted the lost money as insignificant, but he was deeply affected by the loss of his lover. After the group was disappointed in Egypt, Hypatia Masters suggested that the group spend the summer months in Kenya. She thought it'd be a wonderful opportunity to photograph the African wildlife, and obviously a good opportunity to get out of the heat and the pressure that the expedition put them under. Once they were there, they protruded into tribal territories, dubious territories, and paid for it with their lives, unfortunately. Most of the records of the expedition were lost along with their lives, since Aubrey took them along to work on them. Wherever Aubrey is, those papers are probably there. But yes, it was a failed expedition. It was based off of false assumptions, and I'm afraid there's nothing to follow.
That's disappointing. Our friend Jackson Elias, did he come to y'all's location to ask about this at some point?
Make a psychology check.
Okay. I pass.
Okay. His brow furrows for a second before he speaks again. You can take from that what you will. I'm not going to give you any more than that. Well, yes. Mr. Elias, he's an American, right? African American. He came through a while ago. We had quite a short meeting, actually. He arranged an appointment with me. He said he was collecting some background information and researching our involvement with the Carlisle expedition. I was pleased to tell him about our role in grant funding, not only in that expedition, but as well as many others, and how we assisted with things like travel permits to make a dig site, different kinds of permits, all the bureaucratic nonsense that the Egyptians have put in place, that we have to make our way through all that red tape to have an expedition. After that meeting, he left, and I never saw him again.
Yeah, after that meeting, he went back to the States and had a tragic accident in New York.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Is he okay? This accident. How bad was it?
He died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He seemed like I mean, I didn't know him very well, but a decent enough fellow.
And that's one reason motivating us retracing some of his steps and some of the Carwalls, who he was investigating. But I had a couple other questions for you. Do you know anything about this American company called Emerson Imports? Do you have any connections with them?
I can't say that I do.
That's all right. And then, did you know anything about a guy named Aja Singh?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just racking my brain. I meet with a lot of people. I don't believe I've met the man.
Okay, that's all I had to ask for today.
Okay. If you'd like, you've waited here for quite a while. I could show you around. Upstairs, we have lots of artifacts from our many expeditions on display.
Yeah, I'd like to look around.
Okay. He leads you out the door and he says, just like, I'll be back in a few minutes. Redirect any calls or letters. And he leads you up the stairs in the hallway onto the next floor. He is leading you through this huge exhibition room that has lots of shards that are of some kind of material that are inscribed with hieroglyphics, some broken pots, some statues that don't have noses or that are there's scrapes across their faces or on some other part of them. Large bas reliefs of cats and men and women. And he's going around from piece to piece and giving these long-winded explanations. He's basically spitting lots of like historical facts at you. In it, but you find yourself getting a little bit bored as he's talking. He's very long-winded with it. Eventually, you make your way through the exhibition hall. You get to the end of it. He says, "Well, it was very nice meeting you. If you'll excuse me, I'm very busy. I'm doing some accounting work for the current expedition we have in Egypt."
Okay, I'll show myself out.
Okay.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. You are welcome to come see the if it'll help with your research on Egypt. You're welcome to come check out or look at our exhibition room anytime.
Thank you.
Okay. He walks off.
Is there anything I notice in the exhibition room among the artifacts?
Not. I mean, it's all Egyptian stuff. There's nothing in particular that you notice that would stick out to you as something you should like be on the lookout for. Yeah, it's all Egyptian artifacts.
Alright, then I guess I'd walk back to Sir Godfrey's or to the hospital, because I still am not at a lot of health.
You could go to the hospital.
Or I guess I could do outpatient, just like set up a doctor's appointment every couple days to
Okay. So everyone is heading back to Godfrey's house eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually.
You all make your way back there. You get
I
set
made
up.
sure the butler knows that you guys are going to be in and out for the duration of our stay.
Does the butler have a name? Can we refer to him?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
My
Confirm
butler will tell
no.
you his name should he feel like he wants to tell you his name. And he definitely doesn't like you.
so you all get set up back in the parlor. You notice in the spot that Princeton was sitting in, there's no new like teacup. There's a teacup there for everyone else, but not for Princeton.
Yeah.
You guys can get to talking. I'm gonna get some water real quick. So go ahead. Discuss.
So, the scoop. Apparently that's Irish, not British. Who would have thunk, right? That's kind of weird. Well, not weird. Unexpected is the better term. And Irish people are kind of cool because I don't know. They strike me as cool. Probably better than the British. And the scoop. What a name! It has like double entendre. It's like, oh man.
All right.
So what did y'all learn from there?
Enough about the place itself. I'll discuss the matter of what we talked about. So, we found somebody who knew a little bit about Jackson and what he was, and he knew which news articles he was looking for, and specifically, and he was looking for. He was looking at a few articles with the titles, one of them was talking about like a sort of weird sort of craze for this man who paints, or for the paintings of this man who
Miles Shipley.
Miles Shipley, yes, who would paint nightmarish type of paintings of like creatures and things that are not from this world.
Ghoulish.
Yes, and he explained how, or they explained how he has, like contact with these aliens and visions and all these weird things. So, and then there's another article discussing some weird murders that occurred.
Yeah.
Um,
Perkins and Osgood. They were murdered, like they were torn apart to shreds. Kind of unruly because there was one man that was also attacked within the same vicinity of the area. His name is Mr. Short, and he fought off the attacker or the assailant, but he described it as a grisly attacker and that tried to murder him. So something's a little bit up there. And I guess the last article kind of ties back all the way to that about these Egyptian-style murders. It's still at large. I didn't make note of where it was, but it's still at large. So be on the lookout for that.
Upon hearing shredded bodies, Amelia is like silently crying.
Are you okay, Amelia? Do you need me to give you some wraps? I can tear some off.
I'm okay. It's just those people. They probably had families and people that loved them.
Oh wow. Do you need some like wine or something just give you
Are you
give you the edge?
Are you offering her Harold's wine?
No. I think I'll be okay. It's just I just need a quick second. And I run to like the bathroom and for a quick second freshen up.
What was up with that?
The powder. I powder my nose.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Just after all this, but upon hearing about that, I guess that was too much for her.
You broke in Peru, and then every journey after. Princeton Philips.
The poop copter. I know. Oh, you guys want to discuss what you found wherever you guys went? Penny Foundation?
So could we trust what the scoop's saying? Sounds like a tabloid. Like, I don't know.
Make fun of the Irish like that, man. The Scoop is a great name, actually. I've come around to really enjoy it.
Like,
The sound of it.
Respectable journalists call themselves the scoop and write about aliens and
Well, that's not all they write about,
Yeah,
Sam.
that's selective. These are the 3 articles, all right? Don't be so judgmental.
Damn.
They're also, I will say, out of character, the way that they're writing about aliens also is like they're writing about art that somebody else did.
Yeah.
That's like alien. And
Jack, come on, you
Sam,
should say explain
need
it.
I remind us
that's
all
not what I was
again
told by Princeton, but
what
well,
we saw in
Oh,
what we saw in
yeah.
sorry. You cut out. You
Yeah,
cut
you cut
out.
out.
Oh, what we saw on that boat on the way to the Atlantic, I can only describe as alien and foreign.
Whoa. Whoa.
are you saying
That
something
racist?
about the Irish here?
No comment.
Wow.
Uh,
So, yeah.
I believe looking at these articles pretty in depth that I don't see a reason to not trust them. They seem pretty unbiased and seem to be just doing reporting rather than giving too many opinions. So
Yeah, these are objective. Okay? Sam
They-
Starwood. Stop.
Okay.
so I believe
I'll
they're
stand
trustworthy. So what did you guys
As you were
find?
saying, Sam, as you were saying, what did you find?
Let's first turn to Amelia and Sir Godfrey. What did y'all find?
Wait, what?
After the
Wait, y'all split?
yes, we did in fact split. We went to the Penhue Foundation
Oh.
after we found that they were initially unreceptive to a meeting. Me and Mrs. Greenwald here decided to take our mind off things and explore downtown London, do a little bit of shopping, then grab some food, and it seems that our friend Mr. Starwood here decided to be a bit more stubborn than us and wait for a meeting. How long did you have to wait there, Sam?
Several hours, but it's called patience. And y'all need to
Yeah.
learn it.
Way too much patience.
Like,
Way too much patience.
I bought these amazing pants. It was so worth it. They're so comfortable.
women wearing pants in the 20s.
That's scandalous.
Whoa. Whoa.
Reginald,
I don't actually think that was scandalous in the 20s.
No,
But
it wasn't.
yeah.
Flappers. It was new and hip. Amelia, you're new and hip.
They're so much more comfortable than skirts.
Abolish all skirts. That's what I'm saying.
Sounds like feminist propaganda to me,
Oh
but
my
okay.
lord.
Is it feminist or suffragist right now? I'm not sure.
There's already
Actually-
suffrage in England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
that
is?
was-
Gotcha.
but I don't really know if they would call themselves that. Do they call themselves feminists, or do we call them that looking back
I don't know.
on the first wave? I don't know.
Pierce Cannon,
Whatever.
what is it?
Anyways, Sam, what did you find with your patients?
So he talked a lot about the Carwall expedition. So as we know, Roger Carwall was drawn to on this expedition by an African woman, who apparently what they were looking for was evidence of a time when a sorcerer ruled Egypt. Apparently he ruled the entire Egyptian valley. But the African woman, once they got to Egypt, she left with all the expedition funds, some 3,500 pounds, whatever that means. And then a person named Hypatia suggested that they spend their summer months in Kenya. So they wandered into the tribal territories, and that's kind of where the trail ends. The guy seemed to know a little bit about Jackson Elias. He went by there researching the Carwall expedition. I From like his facial expression, he seemed to know a bit more about Jackson than he was letting on, but I kind of left it at that. And finally, he showed the exhibition room in the Penhew Foundation, and we're welcome to go look through it. It's mostly boring Egyptian stuff, nothing I'm interested in, but maybe the archaeology professor
That's me.
may have some interest in Egypt.
You're darn tootin'.
And that was about all I found. But I think that was quite worth the wait.
Very productive. I say we all drink to this occasion. Cheers. Oh, wait, I can't drink, can I? Do you have any straws, Butler?
No.
Oh.
So you don't have a
You don't.
teacup.
Yeah, you also don't have a cup in front of you.
Sorry, Harold.
Sir Phillips, is it... Why do you keep asking for alcohol without being offered any? That's quite impolite.
Oh! Okay, in America, alcohol is illegal, but it's not really illegal. You know what I'm saying? I was just assuming that you guys,
You're saying
You
you're
know.
a criminal, Princeton Philips.
I'm saying that
No, I was simply saying that it's impolite to ask without being offered.
Oh,
You offered some of Sir Godfrey's alcohol to Miss Greenwald over there, and then you're telling everyone that they should raise a glass. I don't really quite understand.
I was
Right.
under the
Sir
assumption that we all
Phillips.
had alcohol. This is America.
No,
This is how we do
it's
it in the
tea.
States.
It's tea time. It's always tea time. It's the
Yeah, I'm
UK.
gonna intercede here, and I gotta decide my butler's name. How does Percy sound for a butler name?
Sure.
Hi.
Percival.
Okay, Percy. Percy, your your objections have been quite noted. I would please ask you to put up with Professor Phillips for his stay, as brash,
Oh,
rude,
oh,
and tactless as he tends to be sometimes.
oh.
Sir,
He's a somewhat redeemable person.
of course. I just hope that he would learn some etiquette.
I've
during
been
his
hoping
stay.
for a long time, Percy. It has yet to happen.
I felt that. Thank you, Godfrey.
I did not do you any service.
Oh,
I lean over to him and was like, dude, he didn't compliment you. That was not a compliment.
that wasn't.
No.
He gave you like a half step forward and then 5 steps back. That was kind of how that went.
I'll take what I can get.
And while I don't think we did enough today to warrant a toast, let's do one anyway, because I had a lovely lunch.
Oh,
Let's toast to that.
To lunch.
Cheers.
or how you Brits say it, brunch.
Really
Oh, I get it. British lunch.
Kick you out of my house.
That's a good one.
I didn't get it at all. I was like,
Neither. Oh my god.
that's just like Princeton, the archaeology professor, to know nothing about other people's culture. and then it was a pun.
Yes.
And then it was a pun.
It works on
instead.
2 levels.
But what you said was also true, Pierce.
Yes.
We're only drinking tea right now, right?
I'm drinking tea.
Yeah, I'm drinking tea.
Should the episode title be British Lunch?
British plus lunch equals brunch.
We should. I think that'll be a great episode title, explaining a joke before it happens. I think it'll be good.
On stream.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Sir Godfrey, do you know a good doctor for this area? I'm still a little wounded from the ship we went on. And honestly, a couple of y'all are also wounded. You might want to go see the doctor every once in a while to...
I sort of look down into my shirt and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You didn't change.
yeah.
No, I did change. That's why I'm looking down into my shirt rather than looking on my shirt.
He's got like a hole in his stomach. He's like, yeah, I suppose I should go see the doctor.
The tea just goes right through him.
Yeah.
I might have let my excitement at being back in the motherland get to
Jeez,
my
what
head a little bit.
happened? Something happened on the ship? Ah.
Princeton, you were there.
No,
We already
tell
explained it to
what
you.
happened on the ship.
Oh my god.
Well.
You were
So-
part of it, however brief.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like saying that he basically got a participation award for being on the ship.
Yeah.
He was there.
Participation.
I, I'll clear this all up. Amelia, I'll give you the full story later.
I thought we would have filled her in like on the train or something, but
It's fine.
Oh, well.
Whenever, it's fine.
Wait, Sir Godfrey, what are you gonna do with that creature's... like, the creature that you took from the ship?
Oh yeah, that probably is arriving pretty soon.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make, like, a hat? Or,
I'm
like, a
still
suit?
thinking. No, the beast is way too hideous to turn into fashion. I'm gonna have it studied. I have some connections with a university up in Manchester. I'm gonna have them do a full dissection.
whoa.
I kind of
Wow.
wanted the hat, but I guess I'll have to wait.
That you will, Sam. That you will.
Wish we would have had that in New York with Jackson, but
So I
Like-
have an idea for what we should do. Instead of, like, coming back here in the morning, what if we just planned out our day for tomorrow,
Ooh.
and then as we wake up, we go do that plan, and then meet up here in the evenings?
that sounds too logical for this group, Sam.
I like to
I'm
live on-
really concerned.
I like
It's
to
alright,
live
I
on
can
the edge.
Go back to our hotels. Then as soon as it becomes dawn, we walk back here.
You know, I might like a change of pace of actually planning out my day. Maybe this once. We'll see how this goes. I'm down to do it. Sam, you
Okay.
got any plans?
I think I might talk to this Miles Shipley guy.
This was just a news article. Well, is he still alive? We'll find that out. Sure.
I hope he's still alive, but
These
I was going
articles,
to ask about it in the phone book or at the library. I'm sure they have a directory of some kind.
I would assume that the articles were not written more than a few months ago, considering that Jackson was only here a few months ago.
As they're discussing Miles Shipley, Godfrey, give me a knowledge roll, education.
Oh,
And let's see here. Bow. And was
He's still rolling, guys, on the podcast, just so you know.
hard success.
Okay.
Ooh.
You recall it's not something that you committed to memory really, so you know that's why it didn't jump straight to you when you first heard the name. But you do recall hearing about some Shipley. His art has become pretty popular amongst some people in the in the arts. So some British authors and artists have gone to see his art. Some have bought some, and there's a bit of a buzz in that like high life arts community. You might know some of the authors who might have gone to see this art.
Ah, I've heard about a Shipley recently from some of my associates and colleagues.
Ooh. Is he
I
nice?
don't know much.
Oh.
I've never met him. I don't even know if it's the right Shipley we're thinking of right now, but I could ask around. I could ask some of my associates.
Do that.
But
Yeah,
still-
just have your butler call my hotel if you find anything.
And
Okay.
have it call my room.
We meet up every day, so
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh.
that's necessary.
Well, but he was thinking about going tomorrow to Miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, then I'll do just that.
Wouldn't you like to go with me?
I will go with you. I've always wanted to meet an artiste.
Would anyone else like to go with me?
It would be nice to see what all of the hype is about.
Is there
Of all the
another door,
excitement.
maybe?
I would say I'm kind of interested in exploring this Derwent Valley murder mystery.
Is
that
that
we-
the
That's
one
in
with
the
the
Midlands.
beast?
Yes.
That is that's near Derby, which is like a few hours north of London.
Hmm.
I believe a few hours. It might be like closer to.
Yeah,
Would
the
be-
paper said the
East
Midlands,
Mystery.
and that's like quite a bit up
Yeah.
the aisles.
Hmm. So, I wouldn't want to go alone. So,
You could meet with the James Barrington at Scotland Yard.
I would recommend, if you guys are gonna follow up on that lead, I would recommend all of you going, because it's there's some stuff there.
great.
Wow,
Sneak
Pierce.
peeks.
Hmm.
Alright, then I suppose that. Well,
It's also
Uh,
quite out of the way, so it would be like, even if there was only one thing to do there, that would be like one of you going, and that would be your entire day, which would be kind of weird, because everyone else would get to do a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I suppose that in that case, then maybe the new Scotland Yard would not be a bad place to also follow up with on that story. See if maybe there's more information that has appeared since the story was first released.
That might be best. I am also intrigued by this killer beast. Think of it,
He's not doing that one anymore.
a sporting hunt. In my own backyard.
Well,
I don't
this
even have to travel to a different continent.
this one was done by
Egyptian
the
murders.
so-called Egyptian murders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
So-
look into that, and then me and you will definitely look into this killer beast soon.
All right. Sounds good, Sir Godfrey.
All right. So who is going where? We have Sam and Godfrey and Princeton going to check out.
Library to find out, or
You could probably ask one of Godfrey's associates, right? Godfrey.
you gonna
That
do
would
that?
be the question.
You could probably ask around with your associates to see if you can find out where the Shipley lives.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll make some phone calls.
And then Amelia, are you gonna go with Jack to the see Inspector Barrington about the Egyptian murders, or do you have
I
another
will.
idea?
I don't really have, unless there's like something else to research.
Yeah, I don't think you guys have anything
Yeah.
right now.
You could
Unless-
research the sorcerer that
Unless
ruled
you-
Egypt, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you can find anything on that.
Unless you have like suspicions of something.
Nah, she probably just thinks everything's fine.
Yeah.
There's no problem at all.
No reason to be suspect about anything.
Exactly.
I'll
Can hear
go with. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll go with Jack.
Okay. I was gonna say, can't you hear the classical music? There's nothing to be suspicious about.
Exactly. It's very proper.
Okay. So, we're headed to. Well, we're not headed anywhere yet. First, Godfrey makes some phone calls to some associates. Eventually, you find out, you get an address for this Shipley fellow. He's living in Chelsea. If you guys make your way over there, you get in the car. Your driver takes you over there. Here we are, sir. And you are now in front of this multi-story house. It's pretty nice. But it's it fits right in with like kind of the dreariness of London, I guess I'll say. It is quite nice. It's multiple stories, but it's not like there's something off here.
Okay. I guess I've seen better. Pretty quaint. Do you want to go head in, or do you want to knock on the door? What's supposed to be going on over here?
We should probably knock.
This is like a
Okay.
residential building, so you probably shouldn't just walk inside.
All right, so let's knock. Knock, knock, knock.
1 second.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Inside.
That better not be Shipley.
An older woman opens the door.
Hello.
Hello, dearie. What can I help you, gentlemen, with?
Do you know a Miles Shipley?
Sorry, I can't quite understand you.
Do you know a Miles Shipley?
Oh, baby, he's my that's my son, Miles Shipley.
Aw. Okay. Can we see him? We're here to ask him a few questions.
Oh, I
About
believe,
his art.
right.
We're big fans.
If you'll come in, I'm sure he'll be able to show you some of it if you're interested, especially if you're interested in buying. But I know he likes to show people his art no matter what. So please come in, sit down. You walk in, and it is like, just imagine an old lady's living room. Just whatever that.
Covered in plastic.
Yeah, like the doilies all over the place. She's got like a knitting bin to the side of her, like a rocking chair, with like bundles of yarn like piled out of it. I'll be right back, dearies. And she walks off. She walks into what looks like the kitchen in the next room, and then you hear a door open, and you hear her go down some stairs. After a moment, she comes back. He'll be up in just a minute. I'll go make some tea.
Oh yes, that sounds great.
Tea. Do you have any straws?
No.
He doesn't need a straw. He's fine.
Okay, I'll try to drink out of the straw then.
A man comes up after a few minutes. He's very thin. He's got dark hair that's kind of like tousled. It's kind of all over the place. And there are these bags under his eyes. And he's kind of like, he's got one arm like straight down at his side. He's holding his elbow with his other hand. And he looks up at all of you, and then he looks down at the ground again. I hear you're you're here about my art.
Are you Miles?
Yes, I'm Miles. Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd love to look at some of your more
I-
recent works.
Yeah, absolutely. I can certainly show. I have a few paintings downstairs. Um, he kind of leans in for a second, and he's like looking over his shoulder. Um, I I don't particularly like the tea. But you can have it if you like. Um, I wouldn't have any. Um,
Is there something wrong with it?
he turns around. Follow me. Um, and he makes his way into the kitchen. Um, the older woman, has like a tray with teacups on them, and you see Miles grabs one as she offers it to him, and he like downs it and then puts it back on the tray. And she like nods at him, and then she goes, "Oh, here you are. Please take some tea. That would be so." Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I just let it sit in my lap. Just like,
Well, you guys are headed. You're following him.
oh, okay. We're following.
Yeah.
Walking.
Are you guys taking tea?
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I'm taking tea to be polite, but I'm not gonna drink it because Miles was like, "Don't drink it."
Harold, are you taking tea?
Of course.
Are you gonna drink it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just holding
Is Sam drinking it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you guys are basically making your way into a basement, following Miles down there. And he turns on this lamp. It's like a lantern lamp. And he goes, "Well, I have some art I'm working on. I have a couple of pieces here. Give me one moment."
Your artwork looks really pretty.
No, he hasn't pulled any of it out yet.
Oh, sorry. Preparing myself to say that.
Right. You're just getting ahead of the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I say it, I want it to sound really good.
I swear. Oh, here it is. Never mind. I'm sorry. He starts pulling out art. In order to look at this, I'm going to need each of you to make me a sanity check.
Let's go. All right.
This is for the entire experience of viewing the art, so if you do go insane from this, the effects of that won't happen until towards the end of, like, seeing all of his paintings.
Oof, I got a 99.
I got a 91.
I passed.
Alright, if you pass, you lose a d3. If you fail, you lose a d6 plus 2.
Ooh.
D6 plus 2. Oh, okay. 3. So I lose 5 sanity.
I lose 6.
So both of you need to make me intelligence checks.
Here we go.
We'll do that after, because I said this is for the experience of viewing all of the art. We'll do that after you get a chance to take a look at this. Okay? But go ahead and mark that on your character sheets. He pulls out a painting. This one's called a ancient science. I think is what I want to call it. It's an alchemist of sorts, and you can see there's a laboratory where there are vials that are pouring this like gas, but it looks like disgusting. Like it's like this weird color. Working at that table where these vials are being poured, there is a creature who looks eerily like something you may have seen in the engine room of a ship that you were on. This giant hulking reptilian-looking creature. They are actually not working with the vials. They are working on some other creature that's been pulled apart and dissected in so many ways that you can't really tell what's going on. He pulls out another work. This one's untitled. I'm not sure yet. It's a processional scene in what looks like ancient Egypt. There's a golden chariot passing through a mass of people on their knees. On top of this chariot is a pharaoh, who two of you might notice, dressed in all black and gold robes.
God damn it.
His face is turned away from the painting, so you can't see his face, but you can certainly tell who it is. Behind that figure, there are two men who are impaled on stakes and eviscerated.
Us.
Their internal organs are being eaten by a pack of jackals. He pulls out another painting. This one is called Goatwood. There is in this one, it's a nighttime wooded scene. There's a yellow moon that casts these sick yellow rays through these dark branches on a group of naked men and women who are dancing around a bonfire. In the flames, you can see a goat-headed man with outstretched arms, motioning them around.
That one's not so bad.
He pulls out another one. It's unsettling and stomach-churning scene of a man being cut open with a silver dagger.
Does he sell that for half off?
There's a black-robed figure holding it. It seems to be blood sacrifice, basically. On the victim's chest, there's some kind of a sigil carved, which seems to like twist and move in the painting when you look at it. The final painting that he pulls out of this like small section where he's keeping them stored, it's a large mountain, which Godfrey, it looks like it's in Africa to you. There is, over the top of this, a monstrous figure whose head is a great tentacle that looks like it's been bathed in blood. It's near to a temple-like building, around which there are little human figures that are lifting their hands up in the sky, seemingly worshipping this red-headed, hellish, godlike entity. It seems to be murdering some number of them. And from all of the humans' heads, there appears to dangle a red tongue or tentacle. And they're like ceremonial headpieces that these are dangling from. He also points out on an easel he's currently working on a piece. It is a painting of. For a second, like, it's half finished, so it takes you a second to fully realize what it is. But it appears to be someone's hands pouring a pouring gas from a gas canister that you might recognize into a pit that you might recognize. It doesn't show what was inside, but you recognize what has been painted of the surroundings. Now, can I get the 2 people who failed to roll me intelligence checks to see if they realize what they're looking at?
Ooh, small brain. Let's go.
I actually failed this. I got a 94. Let's go.
Oh my god, Justin doesn't go insane for once? Okay.
Wow.
Or Princeton doesn't go insane for once? Well, Justin also, because all of Justin's other characters also go insane all the time.
Yeah, this is the first time.
Go ahead and roll me a D. I believe it's a D8, the list I was looking at.
I got a 2, but
I guess you flee.
unless you want me to roll again to get another fun thing.
I'm also using several alternate insanity tables.
To mix it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll me a
Message
D100, Anthony.
That's fun.
Oh. You can message him and man.
15.
Woo.
Oh no, where's my booklet? Emma, do you know where my booklet is?
No. Is it in that blue binder?
That's where I'm looking. Because I thought I had it on the desk, and it's not on the desk. Thought I had it in the binder. It's not in the binder. I'm sure it's somewhere around here because I haven't moved it. That's okay. Give me. It's gonna take me an extra second, but give me a second. What'd you roll?
A 15.
Okay.
I don't like that laugh.
We're not gonna go with this one because it would be really dumb, and also it's not the one you actually rolled. It's one above it. Gallophobia or Galleophobia, the fear of France or French culture. But no, you actually have Gatophobia, which is the fear of cats.
Aw.
Okay. I'll write
That'd be
it down.
interesting.
The fear of
Oh, wait,
France or French
Egypt.
culture. Oh my god, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You can't go inside any of the pyramids anymore because there's all those pictures of cats. Alright. Well. At least you don't run. So that's good. You know, just like run out of the house. I will also say, the 2 of you that drank the tea, you start feeling woozy for a second, and you start kind of like stumbling, kind of like it feels like you're gonna fall over.
I should probably sit down.
And Miles sees this. And you 2 drank the tea, didn't you? This is the first one. Is one of the worst. I really feel for you. I really do. You're gonna see my paintings. It's not fun. It's not fun. At this moment, Princeton, both of them pass out.
And I look at my teacup. I'm like, I just pour it out.
They're okay, but they're seeing things, people. Well, people's relative. It's hard to explain. I'm sure they'll tell you all about it when they wake up. Seeing as, you're both here. You're just like, okay. So, can both of you? Is Luke still here? Or did he get up and?
Actually, got it.
He gone. He just
He gone.
Oh,
he's playing the role to perfection. He's just not even.
I guess
Well-
you can roll for him. I don't know.
Not
Yeah, I
even there.
need both of you to roll me a d6.
Ooh, that's exciting. 5.
Okay. Oh, you actually... It's a decent roll. So, you close your eyes in Shipley's basement. You open them. You are watching people in old-fashioned clothing, like really old-fashioned, like
Caveman.
what you would consider colonial era clothing in America, but this is clearly still England. You can hear people screaming and yelling to each other, and it's clearly English accents. But the city around you is burning. Like, everything is on fire. Roll a sanity check for that one, for seeing this vision.
So, that's scary. Okay, I passed the sanity check.
Then you lose nothing, so it isn't that scary.
This is gonna be awkward.
Well, I suppose we'll wait for him to come back because you guys are going to be passed out for a minute anyway. Miles looks at you, Princeton. I would be careful. She might be coming down to check.
This is pretty illegal. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like,
Mother does illegal things all the time.
that's not a good thing to say.
Listen, she's just frustrated. I haven't been able to get her any of her snacks recently. I've been running into some problems.
I feel like this is something that should be reported. Are you a victim, sir? 'Cause
Well, I don't know. He kind of like looks at you and then looks up the stairs and then looks at you and just be careful, and then he like sits down on the ground and like huddles close to his legs.
I have a feeling that she's gonna come down. Buddy, can you get up? Get up.
He's like rocking back and forth.
Oh boy. I'll come back for you two, Starwood and Godfrey, later. I'm gonna go upstairs and then go save my ass. We'll figure all this out later.
Roll me a luck check.
Okay. I got good luck. Here we go. Below 77. 24.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going upstairs.
Yep.
Okay.
And I am going to try to get some help from the police because this doesn't seem good.
As you
So,
come up the stairs, she's in the kitchen, the mother. Oh, hello, darling. How were the paintings? Did your friends
Get
like
away
them?
from No, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me.
Get away from you.
Ma'am?
What?
I
don't
drugged
understand.
my friends. You drugged my friends, and I'm pretty sure he just said that they're seeing visions right now.
Visions. I don't.
They're seeing people. That's what he said, and then he just huddled up into a ball after he realized that I didn't drink any of your damn tea. So,
At this moment, did way too much talking there, friend.
Anyone
This-
dead?
Well, you're passed out on the ground.
Nice.
Oh no.
Do we want to do that real quick, or
Um,
Kind
yeah,
of
sure.
breaking
Roll
away
it. Roll a d6.
Me?
Yes. If you roll a 5, re-roll.
For podcast friends, Godfrey just came back from a break,
He
wherever
did.
he went.
I got a 6.
You got a 6.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So you are so you waver for a moment in this basement, and then you blink. But when you open your eyes again, you're not in the same place. You are in a place where there's not very much light still. But it looks like you're outside. It looks like you're in a city. Except the city doesn't quite make sense. The angles aren't right. Then you look around you. You look up at the sky. You can't see the sun. You open your mouth, and a bubble comes out, and you realize you're underwater. So you feel pulled towards something, towards a point. And it's half pulling you and half you're making your way over there. But eventually you reach this square. And as you've been moving through the city, you've noticed the angles on the buildings don't quite make sense. The streets are turning in ways that it would be hard to follow if you didn't feel this pull in a direction. You get into this square, and you see through this huge arch in between two buildings. You just see an eye open, and it starts to pull back, this ginormous eye, and you see a face with tentacles, and you hear the word relay in your mind, and then that disappears. Roll a sanity check.
Nope. Passed again by
Wow.
2.
You lose a d4 of sanity.
Gotcha.
Okay. So as you were saying, I didn't drink any of your damn tea. Oh shoot! I had the spell pulled up, and then I
Staring her
turned
down.
the page. You're staring her down.
There's a lot of million thoughts going right through me. I'm just like,
Yep.
oh. Wondering about my friends, and at the same time, thinking about myself.
Go ahead and roll. She stares at you. You see her mouth a word,
Oh,
and then roll me a POW check.
pow. Oh, I've only got 50 in this. Here we go, boys. I got a 55. So, fail. I was like,
So you can spend luck. I will say though, I got an extreme success.
yeah, okay. I'd be like, that's not.
So you instantly feel this. It's weird. You felt this before. This voice in the back of your head telling you to do things.
Oh.
And it tells you drink some tea, and then go back downstairs and wait.
I have a sudden urge to go check the tea. I'm sorry about, call you out, ma'am. I'm just gonna go back down there and check it. Actually, I poured out the tea. Can you go make me another one?
She hands you another teacup.
That was really quick. Thank you, ma'am. I'm gonna go drink this in the basement, right next to my friends who are right now unconscious and probably gonna die. Peace out, ma'am. And I go down and pull down my mask and in one swell gulp. Alright, I actually have water.
Oh my god. Okay. After a few moments, you pass out. I'm gonna give the other two gentlemen a chance to make hard POW checks to wake up.
This may be something where I spend luck to get this. I don't know. Oh, wait. I got a 1.
Oh, well. Yeah, your eyes, after seeing that great fire, your eyes flutter open.
What happened?
Everyone's passed out around you. Miles is like huddled in the corner, hugging his legs.
Miles, is everything okay?
Seeing things. Princeton, you're seeing a vision now.
D6 ready.
Yep.
I got a 6.
Okay. Reroll that because he had a 6 before.
Got a 2.
Okay. You see a vision of. Let me make sure I have this right. You see a vision of several cone-like entities that are holding things that look like... Some of them are holding things that look like box cameras, like the big box with the thing on the end. Some of them are shooting something up into a cliff face. Seem to be like whatever they're shooting seems to burrow into it. The ones who are holding the box cameras are shooting this weird lightning like sight thing, whatever it is, at flying monsters that look like masses of black plastic polyps. Roll a sanity check for that one.
And I feel like I'm not gonna pass this one. Lightning doesn't strike twice in a bottle. I got a 100.
You lose a D10 of sanity.
Oh no.
Oh wait, yeah. Hold on. Okay. D10 of sanity. 9.
All right. Well, we'll roll. How much sanity did you start out with?
What is it? It was originally. I remember you saying that we became more sane, so it was like I got up to like 60, and then slowly whittled down all the way to 51.
Well,
So,
right. But how much did you have before?
Oh, 56.
You had 56 before you lost 5 and 9 here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was losing 9 sanity. Oh my god.
So 5 and 9 is 11. If you lose any more sanity, that is your 1/5 for the day. So.
Oh no.
So, because 56, 1/5 of that is 11 point whatever, right? So, yeah. If you lose any more, or wait,
Huh?
what am I talking about? 9 and 5 is 14. What am I doing? Yeah, no. Okay, so you're gonna go temporarily insane there, my friend.
Perfect.
Or indefinitely insane, I mean. Temporarily is when you lose 5 or more. You don't even have to make an intelligence check for this. You are just going indefinitely insane.
You thought you could save this one time?
It was
Is
too
this
good to be
a-
true.
Is this the second time, or did he get temporarily the first time?
He's been temporarily insane every time.
Okay.
This is gonna be a first.
Um,
Stepping
roll
up in the
roll a
world.
d10.
Again. Here we go. D10. So I got a 0, so that's a 10. So I
Okay.
on 0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm dead, Arn.
No, roll a d100.
Oh my god.
I'm making roll a lot of dice here, but
Yeah. 82.
okay.
Oh my god.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Hold on.
Is this part of my insanity?
Yes, you have to wait for me to try and find.
Hold on. How are you guys holding up with your visions?
Unfortunately, I've been put back into reality.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm out.
Unfortunately.
Take me back, take me back.
I don't know, watching a fire isn't that bad.
Yeah. You were just like watching the worst city in the world burn. Who cares?
The worst city in the whole world.
In Sam's mind, I guess. I don't know.
Me and Jack are just chilling
Yeah.
on our way to go question some people's.
It's a really long walk.
Well, they probably got a cab, but yes. Yeah.
Taking the scenic route. Well, mine's taking the kind of the scenic route, but you know, I'm seeing some really insane stuff. Man, this tea really just hit the spot. It keeps on going. Just feeling go through my digestive system.
I'm looking for a mania table. Would you roll in the D100?
I'm 82.
82. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 82. The pathological desire for light. Photomania.
Oh.
Which actually, that makes sense. You're in a basement. This happened to you in a basement.
Oh.
Perfect. It worked out just as I intended. So there's that. All right. Sam, you've woken up in the basement.
I'm like trying to shake my friends awake.
They are not budging right now.
I guess I'll just read the room and sit like Miles.
You're just gonna sit there.
Should I leave them? Like,
Well, I just mean like I guess you don't know what's going on. That's true.
I guess I'll get my like knife out of my bag. I'm sure. But that's about it.
You can go upstairs. I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah, so you sit down there with Miles. Miles is just like she's coming down. She's going to come down any minute now. And I don't want to see this.
What should I do?
I don't think there's anything anyone can do.
Should I just run?
I feel like it's been long enough. I feel like it's been plenty long.
Yeah.
Especially because Princeton came up before, so it's like very clear that the other two people who passed out. You hear the door open, and you hear footsteps come down the stairs, but they're louder than before. Um, it's very clearly louder than before.
Could I try
Like
to
heavier footsteps.
could I try to hide real quick?
Sure, roll a stealth.
Oh boy. It's not worth it to spend 13 luck on it. I'll just fail.
So you're like peeking out a little too high over one of the like crates in the basement. You see coming down the stairs something that looks almost just like that thing that you saw on the boat. A large reptilian figure.
Darn it.
You see her look at the two bodies in front of her, and then she sees that you're not there. She looks directly at you, and she's gonna charge at you.
Oh boy.
Oh, Sam's gonna die.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to stab her.
All right.
Sam's gonna die. We're gonna die, bro.
Got a hard success.
Sam can run.
It failed.
Okay. No party member left behind. I do 4 damage.
You do 4 damage. Okay. Oh. Oh. Wow.
Killed it already?
No, he didn't kill it. But it is going to, I think it's just gonna claw at you first. How many hit points do you have left, just out of curiosity?
8.
Oh.
Give
Here's
me
the
like a subtle hint if I need to spend luck.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what level of success they got, so you'll know. Sure, they'll claw at you first. That is a normal success.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Oh, I forgot. You're the one who fights back every time.
Yeah, because it makes sense for me.
Was
I
it-
got a 12, so that's a extreme success.
Oh my god, roll damage. And then you get another attack. So this thing runs at you and you stab it as it's running into you. And then it like takes a step back and staggers and tries to take a swipe at you with a claw. You're able to duck and stab at the same time. What do you get?
3 damage.
Okay. Go ahead and attack again because it's your turn.
Let's do some more stabs. I got a 6.
Okay.
I'm,
Go ahead and roll damage.
I
We're
do.
gonna live.
If it's an extreme, do I get the bonus, or if that's only for a 1?
If it's an extreme, yes. As long as it's an impaling weapon, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then yes.
Okay, so I rolled a 2, and then I add 8 to it, so 10.
Wow.
Sam,
Without a hint
you
of
killed
damage.
I've become somewhat of an expert at this.
it. So,
What's on the boat? We're bigger.
yeah, you stab into this thing 3 times, and it goes down. Miles looks up at you and then like continues rocking back and forth. Wow, what tension! What amazing tension! You killed Mother. I don't know what I'm gonna do now.
Sorry, was that your mother?
But she killed my mother and then became my mother. That's my mother, right?
I'm not gonna question that logic, but... So what happened here? Like, how did you end up as an artist, forced to drink tea by this reptile lady.
I don't. I wasn't forced in the beginning, but I wanted to paint things that nobody had ever seen before, and she came to me with a deal. I feed her, and she gives me the ability to see things that nobody has ever seen before, to make my muse.
Dude, you should just do mushrooms like the surrealists.
Oh my god. I mean, he is taking drugs, to be fair. That's the just like special serpent people concocted drugs. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this for sure.
Could I talk about one of your pieces? The one that showed, the one you're working on right now that shows hands throwing gasoline into the fire. Did you see that in a vision?
Yes, I did see that in a vision. Some of these are recent. Others are less recent. I have a piece. Others are timeless. They happen again and again.
That's mysterious. So, does your granny have any, like, wealth or things?
We have some things around the house. Why?
For no reason. I might go upstairs and make myself a cup of real tea.
Okay. Your friends will be down here.
Alrighty. So I walk upstairs, and I'm like looking around everywhere for valuables.
There's a second and I believe a third story to this house, but on this floor it just appears to be mostly like a kitchen and and like a living room with some like knitting stuff.
Okay. What's on the second floor?
On the second floor, oh wow, you're really going through it. So it's 2 floors and an attic and a basement. It's not really 3 stories, but on the second floor, there is well, you come up onto into a hallway. There are 2 bedrooms. One of them, actually, there's 3 bedrooms. One of them, however, is you enter into one of the rooms. As you're looking around, give me a spot hidden roll.
A hard success. 14.
Okay. In this one, you find a little piece of jewelry. One of the doors is locked.
Well, there's no one else in the house, so could I just try to bash open the door?
Sure. Give me a strength check.
I assume there's no one else in the house. I passed the strength check.
Okay. Sure. Sure, you knock it down. Give me a spot hidden roll as you're looking through this room.
44, that's a normal success.
Okay. You find a small vial of green liquid and a syringe.
Is it similar to the one on the boat, or is it a different color?
It's a different color.
Okay.
It's a similar vial though.
Okay.
I will say real quickly before I forget, from everyone's experience, the two of you that saw mythos-related things can gain 1d6 Cthulhu Mythos points.
1d6.
Does that mean?
Yes, and then Sam, because you saw a historical event, you gain 1d10 in history.
Oh.
Is it the Fire of London?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Great Fire of London, 1666.
I've got 11 in it. Let's go.
That means your max is 88 of sanity. Your max sanity is 88. I know you're not that high, so it doesn't matter, but...
It's never gonna get that high.
88 or 89?
88 because it's 99 minus your Cthulhu Mythos.
99 minus Cthulhu Mythos. Gotcha.
All right. That's all you find upstairs, Sam.
Should I check the attic, or did I already check that?
You can. There's just an easel up here. It seems like this is another place for Shipley to paint if he wants to.
Okay, I'll just go back downstairs and wait patiently next to Miles.
Okay. It takes 3 hours for them to wake up,
Patience.
but they wake up. The Princeton and Harold, the two of you, your eyes flutter open. You've been lost in the places that I described for the past like several hours, and now you're back in the basement.
Damn it. Never taking a stranger's tea again.
Don't forget your new mania there, Princeton.
Yeah, I gotta get out of this basement. Come on, I'm out. I'm running out. I'm running up the stairs, and I run out of the house. I see sunlight, right? Sunlight or moonlight? What do I see?
Sunlight.
Sunlight.
Man, I'm surprised you ran right past that.
I mean,
reptile body.
so I mean, after being stuck in that basement and not being able to see sunlight, I don't even see it. So, bam.
It doesn't have to be sunlight. It just has to be like you just have an obsession with light
Okay.
in general.
Oh man.
Well, I'm still running out. This is my first taste. I start doing snow angels in the grass, just like, oh, the sunlight. And I start taking off my shirt as well, just like, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Gonna put my
Sir
shirt back on.
Godfrey, we found an unexpected turn of events.
Well, I'm in the basement, so where are you at?
I'm also in the basement.
Ah, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna get up all groggy. I'm gonna watch Phillips bolt out of the basement.
As
It's
he
like,
does every time.
Yeah.
So,
Nothing new for Phillips, I see.
I'm rolling
you know
around.
how
in
I
the
was
grass.
wanting a top hat?
God, is that another one?
Yeah, that's what the granny was. She gave us tea that made us, I guess, have weird dreams, and she was
It
gonna.
looks like you have saved my life twice now in the past 2 months from this thing.
So you'll buy me a top hat, or make me a top hat out of this.
Out of that?
Yeah.
Maybe not that one. Maybe the one we got on the boat. I'll petition the skin off and make a little top hat for you. Of course. Oh, where's the painter?
He's
He's
still
like
here.
he's
vibing.
huddled like in the corner.
He's just what, he's still rocking in the corner?
Yeah.
Just leave him alone.
Yeah, it's an artist thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over and kick him in the side.
What?
Yeah.
Ow!
Well,
my-
how much is your strength, Sir Godfrey? Because I want to know how hard this kick was.
Was it a light kick, or did you just like? meant to
My
hurt him.
strength, 20.
Okay, so not a very hard kick.
Yeah, so that owl was about appropriate.
Kill my mother, kick me in the side.
Literally kicking a man while he's down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I do not care. I almost died because of this. Drugging me with tea.
Alright.
What
I think
kind
we
of Brit
should
are
tell
you?
the Police and let them see.
I walked back.
I didn't drug you.
Well, you're an accomplice.
No,
So-
He's
I
fine.
tried to tell you.
also you're not here, Princeton.
I walked back. Okay. Well,
Yeah, you were real late with that warning there, pal.
He
Well,
was before the tea. I just
Yeah, he said before the
Listen.
tea.
man, I didn't drink it for other reasons.
I didn't hear that, so I'm still gonna be mad at him. How much for that painting with the in Egypt?
I'll take anything for it.
Alright, I'm gonna give him £5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip him a $5 and I'm taking the Egypt painting and I'm dipping.
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking around with my goddamn gun.
Just holding.
This is ridiculous.
Holding the painting. It's like a big painting. You're just like carrying it.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we leave, do you fancy burning this place down? I kind of like the light from a fire.
Merrick's gone. Get over it, Phillips.
I was gonna leave an anonymous tip for the police, but well, not anonymous. Just come by and tell them to check this out.
Yeah.
Better man than me, Sam.
Y'all can go back. I'll go do that real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I have the car,
Oh,
so I'll wait for you.
This is like
You can take a cab.
I can just
Alright, nah. He saved my life twice now. I'll wait for him.
I'm gonna walk because I just like the sunlight. I don't want to be in a car ever again.
Ever again?
No, man. There's the roof, and the roof gets in the way of the sunlight.
All right. Let me roll to see how long this goes on for. Oh wait, no, you're indefinitely insane. It goes on for until you get mental help. Nice.
Okay. Am I aware of this, or just like to just have a sudden fascination with this?
Oh
light?
well, you're. I feel like you
Would
would
we
probably notice that you're not of sound mind. You probably
Do I
wouldn't
wanna see-
realize that that's where the light thing is coming from, but.
Okay. Alright. Sure.
My friend Princeton, as you're walking, we're gonna do a thing called a reality check roll.
Oh my god.
So as you're walking, it looks like there's a bunch of reptilians in front of you.
Oh.
It's a sanity roll.
And I have only 42 in this. Oh, I pass.
Okay.
I roll an 8.
It's just people. You're just looking at people. There's people walking around.
I just blank. I'm like, oh, these are people.
Yeah.
Not humans.
That I was just doing that to show you guys what's in store for you if you go indefinitely insane. Reality check rolls from time to time. We should join the other party now, I think. Making their way to go try and see one Inspector Barrington.
I was gonna say I completely forgot what we were doing. That was so long.
Yeah. That was a sidetrack scenario. If you guys want, you guys can make improvement checks.
Oh, awesome. Well, wait, I didn't. Have
Yeah, I
any
think I was the only one who did things.
I mean, Princeton lost a lot of sanity, and I think that's a feat.
Yeah. I'm not gonna survive.
Just put Princeton's name on a wall somewhere for like most sanity lost in a game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you gain 1d6 minus 3 insanity, all of you.
But we can't lose sanity from this, or can we?
No, this is what you're gaining from what you did over the course of this. I'll tell Princeton again when he gets back, but this is what you're gaining for the sidetrack scenario for completing it in the way that you did. A d6 minus 3. Oh, you can't lose any. Yes, you can't lose any. 0 is the max,
Okay.
or the min rather.
I gained 1 sanity.
Woo!
Woo!
What is it? A
I'm really
D6 minus
happy.
3?
d6 minus 3.
I gave
I'm
you
really
0
happy
sanity.
Let's go.
Amelia didn't get drugged. 'Cause I don't
Okay.
know how that would. A pregnant woman getting drugged seems a little.
I mean, to be fair,
They're-
we do have somebody in our group that is just willing to randomly drug people for any reason possible. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's
To
really
be fair, they're also magical drugs.
oh, this is true. So
ancient,
it's not quite the
ancient,
same.
ancient mythos, weird science drugs. So,
Homeopathic remedies.
yep. Um, real quick before we move on, I see Princeton is getting back. Princeton, you gain 1d6 minus 3 sanity for the events of that.
Well, I rolled a 1.
So you gain nothing.
Perfect.
You 0. All right.
But you did.
Cool. So, the two of you are headed to try and see Inspector Barrington. I need to check where he is. What, like, precinct or whatever he's in. Oh, he's in the yard. My bad. Scotland Yard. My mistake.
Oh yeah.
So you guys go to make your way over to the yard. Which I should have a sound for that. Here it is. Let's go. You guys make your way inside.
Before we do that, can we talk about the questions we're gonna ask?
Never mind. Go back to the streets.
We're walking along, just a nice long walk. While we're and on this nice long walk, we discuss our plan of action, our course of action.
What information are we trying to get out of these people?
I would say we're trying to get just really more details about this story, and maybe just an update on anything that's occurred, and maybe where maybe talking about, or maybe asking about if these people that were murdered, or if, well, okay, so the guy that was murdered was unidentified.
Yeah.
Maybe ask a little bit more about, what he looked like, who he was, and all that. And yeah. Maybe if they know anything about the Egyptian murderers.
Anything connecting all the victims?
Yeah. Well, it's just one guy in this specific story.
Well, in that story, but the story is also connecting that to the rest of the Egyptian murders. They're saying that this is part of a larger trend.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We talk of the trends that we found with the cult, and maybe say like, try to put our foot in the door of like, this is why we're interested in it because we've seen something similar like this in New York.
Yeah. We can tell them, we can sort of give them our experience and all that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I would say be wary of James Barrington, because whenever the Scoop asked for comment, he just didn't say anything. So I would say if we maybe have some extra time, we can try and ask him and see if we can get anything out of him. But I'd say if we're running low on time, then maybe we just don't bother. So,
Yeah.
well, all right. So I think that's pretty good.
All right.
Okay, as you guys finish your walk there, I gotta say, I messed up. What I should have done is when they were all passed out in the basement, I should have gone to you guys and we should have done this scene before we did the rest. That would have been awesome. That would have been great. I wish I would have. I've
Like
done
a movie
things.
scene where you cut in the
Yeah,
middle of like, a fight.
I've done it before. I haven't done it on stream or in this campaign yet, but I've done it to you guys before, and it's
There's no
always
evidence of
so it's always so good.
There's
and
no
I
evidence to prove this theory.
I wish I would have realized and done it. Anyway,
Too bad.
anyhow, so you guys make your way into the new Scotland Yard. Welcome. There's a man behind the front desk. How can I help you?
We wanted to ask about this story that the Scoop did about a unidentified foreigner that was found in the Thames River on Tuesday the 24th.
I'll let you through because I know Barrington asked me to send anybody who might have any leads to him, but don't go to the Scoop for your news.
I'm
a-
sorry.
It's a
I'm sorry,
glorified
sir.
tabloid, man.
We
Come on.
we weren't going for enjoying. We were going because we had another lead there. We're trying to solve a greater mystery.
Yeah. As you might
Um,
tell, we're not from here.
We're not. I work for the New York Times, back in America.
A member of the New York Times going to the Scoop. The Scoop having a lead? Listen,
it wasn't.
you're talking a bunch of nonsense. Inspector Barrington is furthest back. He has an office, back wall, furthest to the left.
Yes, sir. My mistake. I apologize.
I apologize for my choice in reading, sir.
I apologize
Our-
for the fact that this was the only place. If y'all had better stories, maybe I would have come here first. Who knows?
Well, this is a police station, my guy.
Maybe if y'all had better writers at the police station, make your police report. No, I'm just this recon all that. It's just a rant.
Police
Just a rant.
newspaper.
Just a rant.
Okay, so you guys head to the back, knock on the office door. Come in, please.
Hi, my name is Jack Douglas from the New York Times. I wanted to ask you about the unidentified foreigner that was found in the Thames recently. That was supposedly linked to the Egyptian murders. Is there any new information on that recently? Any new murders that may have occurred recently relating to that?
Not since this one. Can I ask how you're involved in why you're interested in this?
We had a friend named Jackson Elias who was murdered back in America. He was very interested in finding these cults, specifically most of them from Africa, and he was trying to do some research and here in London, and this was one of the things that he was researching. So we wanted to try and follow his footsteps and maybe continue some of his work. Yeah.
I believe I talked with this Elias. I followed up on a lead of his. He said that the murders were rituals conducted by some Egyptian cult. The Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh is what he called it. I followed up on this lead, and I spoke to the Penhew Foundation to see if I could corroborate this. They're the leaders of Egyptology in England, and
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
oh well,
Yeah, I didn't want to speak to us.
Well, they said that at one time the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh existed in Egypt, but that they had no equivalent today. They died out hundreds of years ago. But Gavin did say that this murder might imitate that of that ancient cult. Gavin also told me that Elias had been to see him and said that he was a sensation-seeking profiteer and, well, I'd quote, unlikely to be a reliable source of information. So, I don't know. They are the ones who know the most about Egyptology, so clearly, I don't know. It's not something that I wish to follow up any further unless more evidence comes out. But about the murders, if you're really interested, I could certainly use a lead if you have any. Just to fill you in, there's been a total of 19 murders over the last 3 years. They're called the Egyptian murders because 17 of those killed have been Egyptian nationals. A witness who found a victim said that the victim cried out "Hotep." I mentioned this word to Gavin, who said that it meant something like rest or peace.
Do you know of its origins?
Ancient Egypt.
Ah.
Do you happen there's not been any more recently that have occurred here in London, at least, that you're aware of?
No, there's not really. No, there haven't been any more murders. I've been trying to follow up on a few leads. One being the Blue Pyramid Club. Lots of Egyptian nationals frequent that place, but I don't know if either of you have anything that I could follow up on. Maybe somebody who visits there, that would be perfect. But I can't just barge in there. It's not right. It's not by the book. I would need to be looking for somebody. If you're wondering who I've gone through so far, I've talked to a spice dealer named Zara Shafiq. She was interesting, but and she'd worked with the Penhew Foundation before. She recognized the name, but also denied that the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh existed. I worked with her because she's an Egyptian national, or I interviewed her because she's an Egyptian national who's worked with the Penhew Foundation. So if that lead meant anything, she would probably know about it, I would assume, being from Egypt herself. I don't know. There's something about her that I don't know if she was saying everything, but I'll follow up on that soon.
Is there any resources or any area where we could find resources to do more research on the specific
The Brotherhood of the
the
Black
Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh, Like maybe if it's treated by society as a like a myth or something like that, maybe some like just something to like give us a little bit more information about its like origins and its tendencies or something like that.
I think if you're looking for something specific, you would have to talk to the Penhew Foundation. They would know much more than me.
Okay.
The Penhew Foundation might have some information on site. You could maybe check the London Library, the British Museum. I don't know how much information either of them would have.
Do you think maybe a college would have more information on something like this, or do you think this is too far out for a college to have?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm no, master. I don't have a master's in Egyptology exactly, but from the way that Gavin was talking about it, it seemed like it wasn't really something that a lot of people would know about or have access to read about. It's something from a long time ago that not many people know much about.
Understandable. Amelia, do you have any other questions?
Was there anything that connected the victims of the murder at all, other than just like some of them being Egyptian nationals?
No, I believe I don't believe so. No, not anything that we found. It seemed as if everything was. It was just that they were Egyptian nationals.
There you go. And you only spoke to the spice dealer?
Yes.
Okay. I guess, can we have a number to call you at in case we find any other leads, any information?
Sure. And he gives you a phone number.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you for your time, sir.
No problem.
And we'll be on our way now.
Okay.
I think I want to check out the British Museum.
Okay.
See if I can find anything. See if maybe there's, because sometimes they have like people that are like walking around in the exhibits, and we can maybe ask them some questions.
I will say though that when he said he's not an Egyptian like master or anything like that, he never got his master's in Egyptology. I thought about how we do have somebody that claims to have something at least closely related to Egypt, but yet he seems like a fool. And how unhelpful he is when he could be much more helpful in finding out more about this, about these cults, specifically that are from Egypt, of all places. So I chuckled a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I say
with that,
we bring that up to maybe later tonight. Maybe see if he can help us out tomorrow.
maybe perhaps. I say for now, let's make our way to the museum.
And then, do I have a number for the Penhew Foundation?
Yeah. You guys did find that card in Elias's room, so
Can
if you still have
I
that, then definitely.
call and make an appointment?
Yes.
Yes, for maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. They say tomorrow at 11
Okay.
is open.
I figured it would be good to maybe go talk to them about what we may find. Try to figure out some more information on this cult.
To properly set the scene, Amelia just goes and finds one of those like classic like red or whatever it is, red telephone booths, and just puts in a coin and calls the place.
she puts in the phone number 2, and then she's like, that's what I thought you were gonna say. She like puts in 1, and then, hello, Penhew Foundation. Can I schedule an appointment for tomorrow at 11?
Yeah. Just the number 1.
Yep. Hey, not that many people have phones yet. It's not true. But yeah.
Here's
So
canon. Nobody has phones.
you head to the British Museum. Are you just gonna like try and find one of the people who like walk around?
I figured we would probably go because they have like they divide it by sections.
Mm-hmm.
We would go into like the African art section and then ask one of the exhibit people.
Okay. Hello there. What can I help you with?
Hi, I wanted to know if you guys had any art or anything dealing with particularly Egyptian cults. Any type of African cult would help, but any type of information that you might have.
Well, we have plenty of information and artifacts from Egyptian mythology. But I don't know of any cults, any specific cults. I'm not sure.
Well, I'd be happy to look at the artifacts that you do have.
Sure. Right this way, and he leads you through, and it's it's interesting, but it's like classic like Egyptian mythology stuff. It's like the I don't know anything about Egyptian mythology. Oh, the Eye of Ra, and the guy with the jackal head.
And all the cats.
And like the weighing of the souls.
Yeah, I remember that from art history. The crocodile head guy and like the heart next to like the feather on the scale. Yeah. I remember that.
Because I definitely took all these classes that they're talking about. Yep.
Anubis, I think, is the guy that
Yeah.
beat the underworld.
Yes. Yeah. There's all those pictures. You see like a picture of that, like a replica of that work. There's some other stuff, but it's like milquetoast Egyptian mythology stuff.
Cool.
Wait, they might have had King Tut's tomb at this time. So I think they dug it out in 1922.
Yeah.
Whoa. They also have King Tut's tomb, maybe. Excavation. They did dig it out in 1922. So yeah, they
Wow.
probably have that as well.
Look at Anthony with his history knowledge.
Wow.
Wow.
World history.
I honestly don't really care to learn about how British people stole artifacts from Egypt.
I was like
Discovered.
learning about how they like ate mummies for like many years. Used mummies as like pigment for paint.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that Sam believes.
Okay, so is there anything else you guys want to do before you head back to Godfrey's place to meet up with everybody else?
Seems like a little bit of a bust. Are there any other ideas you have for that?
What time is it in the day? By this point.
It's like-
I was gonna say it's probably while everybody's passed out.
Because you guys went in the morning, and I said it was noonish to Harold, I think, before. We'll call it 2.
Okay. I wouldn't be opposed to maybe taking a look at a library. I don't think we'll find much there, but we could at least give it a shot.
Yeah, maybe the London Library. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to getting some lunch, is what I thought you were going to say. As always.
More British cuisine time,
Yeah.
baby.
Okay, so you guys head to the library. I'm going to be honest with you.
You're not gonna find anything.
No dice. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much time do you think we would spend at the library searching
You would
for
probably
this?
spend the rest of the time.
Cool.
A trip to the library is supposed to be a significant amount of time in this game because it's like you're actually searching to try and find this like hidden knowledge or like this bit of knowledge in this one book in the corner of the library. So
Yeah.
No, you just walk into the library, search with your mind all the books in the library to try and find the thing you want, and then
is that what
within
mind
5
googling
seconds-
is? Is
This
that
is
what?
what 1920s mind googling. Write this down, people.
Yeah.
You just like go in there, you sit in there for like 5 seconds searching through all the books, and whenever you don't find what you want, you just leave.
And then you know.
And then
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know.
All right. I think we've gone on for 3 hours, and we're getting close to the end of what I have prepared. So I think we're gonna call it there, early-ish. We still top 3 hours. It's not like we play
Yeah.
for 3 to 4 hours, but we're getting to the end of what I had prepared. So I think we'll call it there. We'll pick up next week. Do you guys feel better about your first session in London than you did about your first session in New York?
Yes.
Yeah.
I say
Okay.
so, yeah. Well,
Cool.
okay, I have a bit of a bias because New York, Jack, New York Times.
Yeah,
whatever,
you weren't
but
that. You
Yeah.
also weren't there the first week in New York.
I
so-
also was not there the first day, so
Yeah.
I did not have the experience that everybody else did. But
Everyone else didn't get drugged.
judging based off of that, observing from the outside looking in, I like this one better.
All right. This was good. So check us out on Twitter at NotJustAnyPod. You get information related to this show, as well as related to our other show if you're interested in books. Also, whatever platform you're on, please follow, subscribe, rate us, give us a thumbs up, give us 5 stars, whatever it is on whatever platform you're watching on. Also, please be a friend. Check us out on twitch.tv/NotJustAnyRPG. We stream these sessions every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, figure out what time that is for your time zone and come join us. We interact with people in the chat. It's a fun time all around. I think that's it.
Yep.
All right. Well, we will see you all next week.